Okay, so let me ask this question. Let me ask you this first question, brother. Are the women in Iceland checking heavy for brothers, brother?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Um, when you go to Iceland, women are checking for you, men are checking for you, everybody's checking for you. And in my
Pause,
experience,
bro. Pause, bro. We don't want men checking for brothers. We want the women checking for brothers, bro.
pause. Yes,
Pause.
but I mean,
Pause
of
that,
course,
bro.
pause. But I mean, like the men are like trying to initiate conversation to get to know you. People were very, very nice, but let's keep it strictly to the women. The women are heavily checking, and they will approach you. Like I've had that several times. The men and women will approach you. They will come and they will talk to you, and they will show genuine interest. If you want to understand how much interest, subscribe to the Patreon, guys. That's it.
Yeah. Crazy intro. Yeah, brothers. On the Patreon, we go a lot more deeper on the explicit version of what really goes on in Iceland, and that shocked me. I thought the Colombian Patreon video was pretty explicit, but this one here about Iceland, man, the way they check for brothers and what they do with brothers in the bedroom, Iceland woman, only on the Patreon, brothers. So next question, brother, is feminism a problem there amongst Iceland women, brother?
Yes. So as the title states, I cannot stress this enough. Just a quick disclaimer. I cannot stress this enough. Any brother or any man, to be honest, this goes even beyond race. If you have any type of self-respect for yourself, if you have some type of any grain of masculinity, do not ever, 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 never, ever, ever wife up a woman from Iceland or from Sweden, right? Shout out to J Bones. I think he's the one who said it. Smashable, but absolutely not wifeable. Feminism is a disease. It's a cancerous disease that just destroys societies. And when Rome fell, according to history, the first thing is when you want to destroy a nation, the first thing you have to do is kill all the you know elder age males. And after that, you have to indoctrinate the women to make them strong and independent and make them become more degenerate and more degenerate.
Jesus.
As much as the people are nice and people are calm and people are chill and people are very, very open, degeneracy is a problem. All forms of degeneracy, except that the country is nice and stable and there's money and it's kind of expensive but other than that, like you will encounter this problem. So to answer your question, yes, feminism is a major problem. It's like I said earlier, it's one of the most feminist societies in the world. I met several women, not one, not two, not even 10, several women who were saying that with their own mouth in front of me, what is the use of marriage? Marriage is an outdated concept. Um, you know, women do not need men. Women do not need men. Why do I need a man? What's the use of a man? Some of them were showing heavy misandric tendencies towards men. Very
Jesus.
misandric. Um, me because I'm a mild mannered person, or I really don't care. I just listen and I'm just nod my head. Um, and this comes from two reasons. One, um, a lot of times when you have to empower women, you're gonna have to lie to them in order to make them feel good about themselves, and that comes by lying. And the other thing is the result of men who do not have their stuff under control, or men who have become emasculated. Men have become so emasculated, they have two options. Either they're gonna have to go to a different society to marry off, get other women, just like we see the situation that's going on in Sweden. The men are so frustrated, they're very pissed off inside, but they cannot express it because they know they'll get canceled, they'll lose their jobs, they'll be destroyed, they'll be shunned by society, and they'll be shunned by other men because at the end of the day, all the men they want to have access to women, right? That's the one thing man will always thirst for. Um, so or men will just become simps and they'll become low and they'll debase themselves. So unfortunately, a lot of men in Iceland, I have noticed, I may be wrong, I've only been there for a week. There's a lot of tall, big, strong men. Like when I went to the gym, it was really cool because deadlifting, squatting, benching, a lot of really strong men. But a lot of them are like just big, soft bears. So you can see a lanky, small woman just telling him what to do, and he'll just listen to her like, "Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am." It's good for me because they're thirsting after me as a black brother. Like it's fine. But on a general society as a whole, for men, it's a huge L. Um, and honestly speaking, I've seen misandry in certain parts of the world, but I've never seen this level of misandry in Iceland, except it's more calm and poisonous. It's not loud and burning the bras and everything. It's not like that. But there, it's there. You know it. And 67 of I think 67 or close to 70% of Icelandic babies are born out of non-marriages, and you see women proudly saying, it's fine to be a single mother. It's fine to not get married. It's fine to be on your own. And sometimes when I'm having these discussions, like I was speaking to this lady, I was trying to tell her biological truths. I'm not the one who said this. Nobody says it. If you have a problem, shout out to Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. He said it. If you have a problem with biological truths, discuss it with the creator. The creator is the one who created you to be physically inferior to a man, right? No matter what you do, the strongest woman will be like the weakest woman in the ranks of men. Even if you tell them all these biological truths and these biological realities, that a man having multiple women is different from a woman having multiple men. Where a man, he has to work to increase his value, and that comes by knowing multiple women or knowing how to talk to multiple women, aka game. But a woman who is going around with multiple men loses value. As much as you discuss all these biological realities, which are true since time in memoriam, since the beginning of time, from
Yeah.
China all the way to the Aztecs, they will still deny it, and they'll get in their feelings. They will get upset with you, and because I'm a visitor, I don't want to cause problems. I don't want to bring any attention to myself. I just nod and I smile, and I just cut the conversation there. But
Okay. All right,
misandry is a
brother.
huge problem. Yeah,
Thank you, brother. That's a huge red flag there.
yeah.
I'm not liking what I'm hearing about Iceland women. I think the more we go into the stream, I think I'm gonna have to make a very clear statement here about these type of women, because I'm not getting my passport to travel to a country where I'm hearing this kind of rhetoric coming from the women's mouths.
Hmm.
So sometimes brothers need to leave the box alone and go to where you actually respected. You know, sometimes smashing may not be the best option here. This is just too
Hmm.
much, man. But brothers, again,
Yes.
who would tell